There has been a growing clamor for more responsibility by game companies, and the parents of Zhang Xiaoyi and 63 other families are attempting to bring a lawsuit against the Chinese distributor of the game Xiaoyi played. Families, educators, the media are all advocating stricter enforcement of games and internet cafes.
I work for a hospital in Beijing, and I can tell you, Zhang Xiaoyi had excessively indulged in unhealthy games and contracted serious internet addiction before his death.
Some of the games don't even have age restrictions or warnings on them. The cafe owners don't even enforce age limits.
Just as power plants must take responsibility for discharging pollutants, game companies should take responsibility for the consequences of spiritual pollution caused by their products.
Our children's futures are being consumed by these games. This is unacceptable!
Esteemed officials, I bring encouraging news. We're seeing a huge increase in the number of patients at the clinic. People are realizing this is a serious problem.
Dr. Tao Ran.
Earlier you told us these youths are truly addicted, playing games or in chat rooms every day. How are you treating them?
Well, most of the time this computer addiction is a psychological issue, so one big part is using therapeutic drugs. We also do psychological consulting and let the kids play sports.
Alright, let's keep thinking about this. Shall we, gentlemen?
We need to take more drastic measures to curb addiction in kids. This is becoming a grave social problem.
We must not hurt the game industry too much though. Not only is the industry growing rapidly, but it's generating multiplier effects for many other industries.
And it generates employment! There's a shortage of good game designers, and we've already invested in some college programs to train students to become competitive in this area. We need to become more involved. We cannot let our youth waste their time playing games for days on end.
To respond to social concerns, the government has mandated that all game companies build special software to make players sign onto games with their national ID numbers to verify their ages. Minors under 18 are prohibited from playing games where players kill each other. After 3 hours, they can only get half the experience points from the game. After 5 hours, they cannot get any. The government is banning minors from entering the cafes and not allowing any new internet cafes to open. According to the head of China's Ministry of Culture, Internet Culture Division, online games that have player kill content usually contain acts of violence and lead to players spending too much time trying to increase the power of their characters. These games are harmful to young people. But game company executives are not happy.
We don't want to put the authentication system in our games. Player kills, game content is an important and attractive part of almost all massively multiplayer online role-playing games. The big game companies like Shanda and the Nine have already agreed to government demands to ward off the threat of stricter regulation. The Nine distributes World of Warcraft. This new regulation will have a major impact on China's online gaming market.
It will be very difficult for the government to enforce this new regulation. Maybe they can enforce it at some internet cafes, but even then the cafe ownership is pretty fragmented, so that'll be difficult as well. We'll find a way to bypass this regulation.
Hi, I'm Professor Tao. You can't imagine how many addicted people there are in China right now. I get calls from all over. I've given 2 national tours about the subject, and I'm starting a 3rd tour right now. I talk to the parents and the addicted kids about why so many get hooked by internet games. There are a lot of causes. Education is a big one of these. There's family education, social education, school education, and they all have problems. The single-child policy makes the parents treat the kids like a prince or princess. They're totally spoiled. They get so self-centered because when they're very young, they can get whatever they want from their parents. They use all kinds of ways to threaten their parents. They cry, they throw tantrums, they don't go to school. You can't believe how irrational these kids have become. Did you know that 70% of juvenile criminals in China became criminals because of internet addiction? They have so much pressure from school and exams and getting into the top colleges. They don't have a playground. They don't have enough libraries. Internet cafes become the main playing place for youngsters in China, especially for the boys. We need to reform the educational system here in China. Right now, the only measure of a student is his exam score. Is that really how to assess how successful someone will become? We need a quality-oriented system, and we need to find better standards to judge the students. Until these issues are resolved, we won't be able to solve the problem of internet addiction completely.
What does the future hold for online video games in China? I honestly don't know. But I hope you see now there are powerful players vying for control over this technology, and that the issue is far from simple. We've traveled a lot today, you and I, and seen many things most people don't see. Now, go make your own decisions. I always welcome a good debate.
To